Podcast. And we're live in 3, 2, 1.
What is up, Midnight Tokers, Afternoon Hailers, and AM Hookah Smokers? This is the AM Hookah Podcast, your one-stop of everything hookah right here on youtube.com/AM Hookah, over in Twitch as well, twitch.tv/AM Hookah, every single Monday at 6:30 Central Standard Time. I am the M in the AM, and with me, as always, is the man who has hair equivalent to an alpaca, but not quite an alpaca, Adrian Hunter. How are you doing this week, my friend?
I've never seen an alpaca with hair like mine, Matt.
Yes, yours is much more majestic. I completely agree with that.
I appreciate that. I deserve a compliment.
Before we start going, though, Adrian, I think you have a small warning you'd like to give to some age people.
Yeah. So time, guys. Time is a human construct. We got minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. And there's a point where enough years pass that you turn 18. In some weird states, you turn 21. I don't like those states as much, but you got to follow the rules. Long story short, 18 and 21 are the golden numbers for when you're allowed to start smoking and enjoying nicotine and tobacco products. And if you're not of that age in the state that you live, then you should probably go finish your homework, go wrap up whatever grade you're in high school, and then when you turn 18 or 21, depending on where you live, you can come see us. If you're already of age, welcome to the AM Hookah Podcast, everybody. Is that good?
That was wonderful. That was you get so metaphysical with your analogies of how age works. I am still a big fan of you're an age, I'm an age, everybody is an age. And as you can tell, you're of an age where you can enjoy a luxury drink. And if you are of that age, you can do that too while you watch the AM Hookah Podcast. Let us know if you are both smoking and or drinking on this episode of the podcast. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about this week. I'm super excited. We're going to have a guest. Omar from Alpaca Bowl Company is going to be joining us in just a little while. And we are going to be talking about bowls. No, not just the bowls that you win with the cryptocurrency, but the bowls that you use to enjoy your hobby. We're going to be joined by Omar, of course, to be talking about that. And with him joining us, we're actually very, very lucky to have not only him joining us, but he's also going to be giving some awesome prizes away on the show, actually. In fact, to kick things off right away, we're going to go ahead and jump into a raffle immediately. Check this out. Very quickly, right away, we've already hit our 15 like goal. We've already hit our 25 like goal. We're not that much away from our 45 like goal. And then if we can hit it somehow by the end of the episode, 75 likes, we're going to be giving away a super awesome prize. But I'm going to go ahead and kick off the 15 the 15 giveaway at the moment right now. Very simple. All you have to do to enter this is type in !win, and you'll be entered into the drawing. We're going to let this run. Bracken, could you please set a timer for, let's say, 15 minutes, because we got 15 likes. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Type in !win for your opportunity to win any. We just found this out from Omar himself. You're going to be able to pick any regular, medium, small version of his alpaca bowls, anything that isn't a limited edition. So nothing that's like a 24 karat band, nothing that is like the artisan collection. You can do a lip bowl though if you want. You can do a...
You could.
Yes, you could. So
I would recommend a Surrey, or my buddy Nate just got his, they got their new colors out for the Alpaca mini rook, and he got the Bloody Waterfall. Ooh. That thing is gorgeous, man. It's like a red on blue speckle glaze. I recommend it. I just used it, and I might steal it from him.
That is a fantastic
So I'm a winnable too.
Type in !win. Get yourself entered into it right now. For some reason, my betting opened up. I didn't want my betting to open up. Betting is open. Will Matt die? Don't type in if Matt is going to die in the betting. We don't want that. Close the bets. I don't know why the bets were the ones that got opened up. That was my mistake. I clicked the wrong button. Is anybody surprised? I'm sure nobody is.
Are we betting on if Matt dies? Let me bet him yes really quick. I'm pretty sure I can guarantee that.
No, now the giveaway is open. Type in !win. Type in !win right now for your chance to get entered into this 15 likes. And then after we're done with this one, we'll jump over to the 25 likes. If you're watching this on Facebook, by the way, head on over to youtube.com/AM Hookah, because that is where you're going to be able to enter in to win all these fantastic giveaways that Omar is partnering up with us to do. We really do appreciate it a ton. If you're watching over on Twitch as well, I highly recommend you jump on over to youtube.com/AM Hookah. That way you're able to enter into these giveaways as well. I think that may be about it on those fronts. Let's go ahead and say goodbye to our friends over on the Facebooks, actually. Like I said, if you're watching on Facebook, head on over to youtube.com/AM Hookah. Head on over there right now. Bracken, I am not going to be looking at the chat like at all today. So please take advantage of our chat, our personal chat that we have, and let us know if there's any interesting questions or comments that come through so we can make sure to touch on those, obviously. But goodbye, Facebook.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Come to YouTube. It's a better place for videos.
Amen.
Because they're not in 240p.
That's very, very true. That's true statements that Adrian is spitting out already today. All right, so let's see. Now I got the we have a 15-minute time limit that's been going on for a little while to get entered into that first giveaway raffle. We have 12 minutes 50 seconds as of right now. When I just read that at this exact moment. Drop a question mark if you got a question coming up. Let's go ahead. We said goodbye to our friends over on Facebook, so let's go ahead and bring on our good friend Omar onto the show proper and have him get introduced properly, and we can start the show as we normally do. So let me make sure he's in frame. It looks like he is. Omar, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
Hi, guys. Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Super excited to connect with you guys in the community as always, especially so close to Hookah Expo. Getting to see so many familiar faces was amazing, and I'd love to touch up on anything, any questions anyone has or comments on anything you saw at the show or online recently. We've released probably more products than we ever have in the past 5 years, in the past year. So we'd love to hear any comments, feedback, or questions from anybody.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely get touched into that very soon. But first, let's go ahead and talk about very briefly how it is that we're doing this Light Goal tier giveaway. This was all your idea. Me and you, we sat down, we talked over the weekend, and you're like, man, Matt, what could we do that'd be really fun? And I was like, well, we could do some giveaways. He's like, but how could we do something fun with that? And I was like, well, we do these light goals. He's like, what if we do a tiered light goal? And I'm like, I love this idea. I will not tell you no to give something away on our show to our wonderful AM Hookah audience. So thank you for this idea.
Yeah.
But let's go through these tiered light goals real quick. So the first one was the 15, and we've already hit it, obviously. And you're willing to give away which bowls for this 15 light goal tier?
So we agreed.
Oh, no, we're losing your audio a little bit. You seem to be cutting in and out a little bit. That's never a good sign. Let's see if we can get you back. I hope you're not freezing up.
Pretty much.
There we go.
They can pick it.
Uh-oh. We're losing you a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's we weren't having any problems at the beginning of the show. Of course, while we do the show is when we have the issues, as per usual, because that's how things work around here.
Time.
Uh-huh.
AM Hookah would like to take this opportunity to advertise technical difficulties.
Thank you, Bracken. Omar, why don't you go ahead and leave the room real quick and then come back in and see if that helps. Just go ahead and close out the application and come back in just a minute. The screens are going to look a little funny for just a second, and as soon as Omar comes back, then he'll hopefully erase all that, obviously. I'll go ahead and tell you what the first tier is. The first tier is 15 likes, which we've already hit. It's going to be an alpaca bowl. It's basically any alpaca bowl that you would like to choose. Except for the things that are like special editions, like the 24 karat gold ones, the artist collection, things like that are the only things you're not gonna be able to pick. Everything else is up for grabs. As Adrian said, a Siri bowl would be a fantastic choice in this case. I think that'd be a really good one. The Goodfella bowls are always a big fan of different reasons and stuff. Let's see if nope, he's not quite back. We're gonna keep talking for time. Adrian, you do anything fun or exciting this week? Anything?
Oh, hold on. Maybe I haven't. No, I haven't.
Hey, is that better?
We heard you. We heard you that time. You're twisted. Your orientation is twisted for some reason. Let's see if we can get you right side back up. It's moving all around now. All right. Say something.
Is it
We
good
can't
now?
see your face.
There we go.
Yeah, now we can. Oh, Shaka.
Okay, so yeah, it seems like it's okay at the moment. At least for right now, it's okay. So I just said what the 15 light gold tier was. We'll have you walk through the 25 light gold tier, which was an alcapable, correct?
Perfect. Yep. So the Alpaca is a clay foil substitute that we created. We showed it off at the Hookah Expo. That was our first kind of promotional testing of that item. It's still a prototype at this moment, so don't judge Alpaca's quality or integrity based on the Alpaca right now. But we would like to just get them into the consumer's hands to hear feedback and just at least get some initial response on the product would be amazing.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get one, and I did some videos on it. I've done some pictures and stuff like that with it. I was actually a really big fan. I was impressed with how it worked and how well I was able to use it. I was a big fan of it. I was using it for a long time. And then I was an idiot, and I dropped it. And not to anything about the Alpaca quality, I dropped this disc of clay onto a very hard surface, and it broke. So sadly, I am now without my Alpaca, but I was a big fan of it. I thought it was really cool. Adrian also got one as well. His got a crack in it, so he was unable to use it for a very long time. There's been some good stories.
Actually, that'd be a good talking point at some point, because
For sure.
I think the product is sound.
Yeah.
I think I may have gotten like all products can come out defective from time to time. Looking at the crack, I think that's all that happened there. I think there was an uneven clay issue is the only problem.
And we were also able to give a couple away through the AM Hookah Podcast a while back ago. And the people that we gave it away to, I was able to reach out and talk to them a little bit. They both really enjoyed theirs as well and had some very positive things to say about it. But we are going to be giving that away after this 15 light goal that we are waiting for the timer to expire. If you want to enter into the Alpaca Bowl raffle that's happening right now, just type in !win. We are at 7 minutes left, so you have 7 more minutes to enter into that raffle. Then we'll kick off the next raffle, and we'll see how many likes we have after that. Now, we're also going to give away something at 45 likes. Omar, what are we going to be giving away at 45 likes?
45 likes. It was
That stuffed alpaca.
Oh, the stuffed alpaca. This guy. So it's actual alpaca fur, but alpacas are one of the few animals that you don't have to hurt to use their fur. So that's why we were okay with getting these out. But they're super fuzzy.
We're going to keep working through the technical difficulties of having Omar's voice cut in and out. We'll do what we can to hopefully solve that a little bit. But these are a really cool collector's item, obviously. They are a alpaca made out of alpaca fur. They're just a really cool collector's item.
Sustainable. So that's the 45-point giveaway there.
Yes, after we hit 45 likes, we will be able to give away one of those stuffed alpacas. I see Adrian already drooling over it, wishing that he was entering into getting one of these stuffed alpacas, it looks like, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we hit the goal, so.
We hit the 45 likes?
Mine shows 48, bro.
Oh, fantastic. Our like goal is not automatically updating on my screen, sadly, because reasons. Who knows why exactly. But that is fantastic. If we've actually hit it already, that means after the 25 is over, we're going to jump right into that 45. And then if on this episode we hit 75 likes, it's going to trigger our final light goal raffle giveaway. And this thing's fantastic. Omar has agreed to give away one of the alpaca clay vases. Do you have one of these to show off as well, Omar?
Yeah.
Look at that. That is oh my gosh. The glaze on that is so fantastic. That looks amazing.
What?
Is it glazed all the way on the inside and everything?
The stamp on there.
Wow,
It's made with white clay, so
that just looks fantastic.
yes, it is.
That will be the 75.
Completely glazed.
That'll be the 75
So
likes.
The inside doesn't require much cleaning.
Awesome. So that'll be the 75 likes. Once we get to 75 likes, we'll be able to give that away through the raffle as well. We're going to wait for the 15 minutes to expire, and then we'll move on. Let's go ahead and get into the show like we normally do and start moving on with it. We'll talk about what it is exactly that we are smoking. Adrian, what do you got going on in your pipe today?
Guess what I'm smoking out of?
You're smoking out of your matte pear.
You're a freaking genius. I'm smoking on the Met Pear. I'm just smoking some Tangiers. I elected to go with a little bit of cane mint with It's Like That One breakfast cereal. Tangiers. 3 Prestige. They're jumbo flats in a Provost. No, cubes in a Provost. And on top of it, I have an Alpaca Surrey bowl.
Ooh, very good
So
choice.
it's a really good bowl for Tangiers.
It is a fantastic.
I've been smoking on this for 2 hours already.
Oh goodness.
So it's like,
oh, absolutely fantastic.
yeah, no issues. It's good. It's a good one.
So
What
Omar,
about you, Matthew?
well, I'm smoking some Dark Side actually at the moment. I'm doing a mix of my red tea, my green mist, and then a little bit of Supernova in there as well. I think I might be getting sick. I can feel it right here in my throat area, so I put in a little bit of Supernova to cool it down. Hopefully, make it a little bit easier for me to smoke. And I'm using my Like Smoke hookah today, and I am using my Alpaca Alpache medium bowl at the moment because it is a really good bowl for this sort of smoke, and I really enjoy it quite a bit. Omar, you're obviously not smoking at the moment, so let's just go ahead and ask you, what's something that you enjoy to smoke when you go to your hookah and the first thing that you think about packing? Oh, he does have a hookah. Are you just waiting for your coals to get lit at the moment? Is that what you're doing? And we're getting no audio at all.
At all.
Man, this is just, we're getting the videos coming through just absolutely perfect, but we're getting no audio from Omar for some reason. This is just a not cool experience with this. I don't know what happened. We were getting audio the entire time that we were testing at the beginning of it. We didn't have any problems like this, so I'm not sure what is going on at the moment. Let's see, can you possibly, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, turn off the camera, see if we can hear you now. We're getting no audio at the moment. No audio at all.
How does one salvage an unsalvageable podcast?
I don't know. I don't know what the right move is to go here.
Yeah, we got
I
a
do.
whole issue going on, so we're waiting for them over.
I heard some words.
I think it's everything he said before he was talking.
Why is it okay? So the issue we're having
Mm-hmm.
is his audio is delayed
Very
from
delayed.
this video. I'm Omar.
Do you guys hear me now?
We can hear you at the moment. Yes.
So
Yeah, we can hear your audio just fine.
okay, so I don't have the camera. Camera's off.
Okay.
Let's have him call in.
Omar, I'm gonna send you a phone number over our
Get it.
instant messenger,
Run it. Okay.
and
I'm
then
ready.
I'm gonna have you just call in. Okay.
Okay, that works.
All right, let me get this all set up. Go ahead and leave the room so I can readjust our framing a little bit, and we will hopefully be able to do something with this to work. Let me try to get this all set up.
While Matt is setting up,
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say here. This is just the absolute worst thing in the world.
Did
Matt.
you get any of the new?
How can I blame you for
Tangiers?
this?
Did you get any of the new Tangiers?
No, I didn't. I think I'm gonna actually get the winter green or the winter fresh, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the look of the cherry limeade. And what was the other one? Leviathan. I have no clue what it's supposed to taste like, but I'm trying to order it because it's called Leviathan.
I really want to try the French jelly. Oh,
French.
Bracken has tried some of these flavors, correct, Bracken? No, you have. Oh, you're waiting on your order, correct?
I got all of the new flavors.
Oh my God, Bracken just dropped $180 like that. Bam! Give me the Tangiers, bitch. That's awesome.
It was a good deal. I used a discount code, and I only paid $150.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's pretty good. Oh, that means I was pretty close on my guesstimated number. Look at me go.
So I'm very excited about that Leviathan as well.
Do you know what the flavor profile is supposed to be like for Leviathan?
It's supposed to be loud,
Welcome to the conferencing service.
but not in a traditional Tangiers floral kind of sense. That's what I'm hearing. I'm very excited.
That's interesting. I like cashmere, so I'm probably in the market for that.
Well, Cashmere Black is another flavor that they came
What
out
is
with.
cashmere black, by the way?
Blackberry and cashmere. And I am so excited.
Welcome. This service is provided by free
Hold on a second. Sorry, guys.
one host and in this conference.
All right, Omar, can you hear me? Omar, can you hear me speaking? Hold on just a second.
Does Omar's phone have a microphone?
Yes. Omar, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Awesome. All right. we have Omar on the line at the moment. Adrian, I want to make sure that I still got you on the call as well. Or can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, you're really quiet for some reason, though I don't think that has anything to do with you. I don't know what that could be.
Well, if I wasn't quiet this whole time, then I would venture to guess that no, it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with you. It's all something that I'm doing bizarre at the moment.
I like mass fault.
All right.
Adrian.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Adrian, I'm thinking, should I try to get? I can drive from my office to somewhere and get on a Wi-Fi within 10 minutes. Is that a good idea?
What do you think, Matt? Push the interview back?
You know what? I think me and Adrian can talk for a little while. I think that'd probably be okay. Why don't you go ahead and try to get to a strong Wi-Fi signal, and then we will continue the interview with you once you get back. Okay?
I can stay on the phone if you'd like.
Why don't we go?
Way.
Yeah, we can do that. We can push forward with this the way that we have it set up at the moment. Asking the chat right now if you could please let us know if you can hear us at an adequate volume to make sure that that's going to work. Let us know if we sound okay, and then we will continue with it that way. But yeah, go ahead and head on to your Wi-Fi destination if you can. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about some fun stuff. Obviously, there was a little bit of news that dropped recently when it comes to Tangiers. Omar, are you a big Tangier smoker?
It's pretty much all I smoke, yeah.
Have you tried any of the new flavors that have just been released recently? Did you get to try them in Vegas at all?
I have not. I'm been meaning to meet with George Johnson, the California distributor and the Regal owner, and taste some of them with George. I can't wait. Some of them look really interesting.
All right, fantastic. Hey, Bracken, have we ran out of time for our 15-minute giveaway? I believe we probably have by now. Yes, we have. So I'm going to go ahead and close the entries for the 15 Alpaca bowl. And I'm going to go ahead and close that right now. And then we're going to go ahead and pick a winner. That will at least use a little bit of time. Plus, we have the 25 and the 45 goal to hit as well, which we've already hit. So we can give those away as well at the moment. Omar, I'm going to go ahead and drop you from the call just because I don't think that there's any need to keep you on the line right now. Just let us know once you get to a Wi-Fi destination, okay?
Perfect. I will. Thank
right.
you. Sorry about that, guys.
Not your fault at all. Thank you, Omar. All right. So I think you're going to hopefully be back up to volume now, Adrian. What's going on with you? Are you enjoying your evening?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and pick the winner. If you could please give me a drum roll, I'd appreciate that, Mr. Adrian. Congratulations, Khaled. Khaled, you are the winner of the 15 wonderful goal that we just hit right now. This is for the Alpaca bowl of your choice. We'll communicate over instant messenger. I think is how me and you usually talk to each other. And I'll ask you what bowl you'd like to select. And then I'll pass that information over to Omar, and we'll get that bowl sent out to you as well. So that is...
Highly recommending a Surrey. Highly recommending a Mini Rook. Bloody Waterfall is the best color. Period. That's not up for debate.
Not up for debate at all. I think that's a sexy name for a glaze, that's for sure. We do need to make sure that Khaled is in the chat. Khaled, please say something in the chat and make sure you are here. And while we wait for that, we're going to get the next giveaway started here in just a minute. Go ahead and let us know if you're in the chat, Khaled. Just say hello or anything.
We should probably give him more time than we normally would.
Yeah, that's
due
fine.
to the fact that we had so many hiccups. I would imagine maybe some people were like, I'll come back when they figure this out. So
hopefully
that's what I do.
All right. So we got the 15 light goal, which we just picked. We're waiting for Khaled to say something in reply. If he doesn't say anything within the next 2 minutes or so, it looks like he might have just said something. Bracken is saying that he said something, so he is good. Congratulations, Khaled. You are the winner. Appreciate you always watching and being a part of the show in so many different ways. We're going to go ahead and jump on over to our 25 light goal now. Once again, all you got to do is type in !win. Why don't you go ahead and put on the clock just like maybe 5 minutes. Anybody that's here will already know that they need to enter into it, obviously. So type in !win for your opportunity to win the Alpaca, which is the clay screen, the foil replacement. All you got to do is type in !win to get entered into it. And once we get enough entries into that, then we will draw the winning person for that one as well. We'll go 5 minutes with this. So yeah, I'm excited to have Omar on the show. Once we get him in here, we're going to really get into this interview and talk a lot about the different things that he has going on with Alpaca bowls. Something that I wanted to show off is this amazing clay handle that I actually got when I was in Vegas. This is really cool. This is a clay handle made by Alpaca bowls. You can see. Oh, it looks like, is he already back? Oh, hold on. All right. Let me move some stuff around now. All right. I think we got you back in frame. How you doing, Omar? Can you hear us?
Yeah, are we good here? Is that better?
That seems to be going okay. That seems to be working out as of right now, at least. All right.
Okay.
So we just gave away the 15 light goal to Khaled, a longtime listener of the show. It shows up all the time and hangs out with us. We just started the 25 like Alpaca for it's going to be going on for 5 minutes, and then we'll draw a winner for that as well. Then we'll move on to the stuffed alpaca for animal after that. But let's go ahead and just go into the interview. That way we have something fun to talk about. Sound good to you, Omar?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Love it.
So first and foremost, how long you been smoking and what got you started in hookah?
So I've been smoking probably for 13, 14 years now. I started more just being around it culturally. I'm Middle Eastern, so I was around it as a kid and puffing it here and there. It was pretty interesting to me, and I never really liked the addiction part of the nicotine and tobacco part, even though I definitely love it. But it was really the flavor and the infatuation with the traditional aspect of sitting there around a table, drinking tea with a good group of people really interested me. And that's really how hookah became part of my life.
Very cool. Very cool. So you got into it because of the social aspect of it then, is that correct?
Yeah, I would say that the sitting around the table and like laughing and having something that everybody's enjoying is pretty cool. And it's a really good conversation piece. I've never seen a better conversation piece than hookah. I've been an enthusiast, and I am, of a lot of different things, foods, drinks, God knows what else. And the most interesting part is definitely hookah, because it has so many aspects of it and so many different traditions that combine with hookah, so many countries that smoke it. It's really cool to connect with these different ideas.
I think a lot of us probably get into it more for the social aspect than any other part of it. I mean, what about you, Adrian? Did you get into it because of the social aspect? Was there another reason that kind of connected you to wanting to start smoking hookah?
I'm not Middle Eastern, but I grew up in a very Middle Eastern area, Dearborn. So all my friends, Middle Eastern, their family is very traditional. So I kind of like got third party thrown in to smoking for the same reasons that Omar did.
Okay.
You know,
cool.
and then, carries on. You find yourself in Facebook, and then next thing you know, you're freaking out about how to like pack 14 grams of Tangiers into a 12-gram bowl and shit. You know how it goes.
Yeah, got to get that perfect pack at all times.
I still smoke Alpaca double apple to this day, though.
That's what I was going to ask. What was your starting flavor, Omar? Did you start with double apple like so many people did?
I would say actually Cantaloupe by Alpaca was like
really
one of my first kind of wow moments that got me into hookah, was Cantaloupe by Alpaca. And then from there, definitely double apple came into play, but it was really Cantaloupe and then mint, Alpaca mint, and then mixing that with Cantaloupe, orange mint.
Mm-hmm. The first time you do a mix by yourself, you feel like a genius.
Yeah.
I can put both of these together? Woo! Look at me go. I know exactly what I'm doing. I used to love smoking melon flavors. Back in the day, Nakla sweet melon used to be like my go-to jam. I used to love smoking sweet melon, and then I smoked like too much of it, and now I can't even stand the smell of a melon flavor. Like, it puts me off instantly. Has that ever happened to you with any hookah flavor? Have you ever smoked something so much that you don't ever want to touch it again?
Melon is one. I can't smoke melon anymore. I mean, now with melon from Tangiers, I can smoke now with melon because it doesn't really have it's a very like citrusy melon, so you don't really get that aftertaste that we all know that kind of you get turned off of.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just because melons in general don't contain a lot of sugar, so normally it's a lot of artificial flavoring that goes into most of the melons.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it's like that with like strawberry flavors and stuff too.
yeah,
Same deal.
Tangier strawberry is one of the few that I've found that really has a very natural strawberry flavor. Fakir strawberry is pretty damn good too.
I don't think I've ever had strawberry from Alpaca. I don't think I've ever had that one. Yeah, I don't know.
We gotta interrupt this interview.
I don't know. I don't.
We have to give away a stuffed alpaca.
We do. Well, no. We have to give away the 25 Lego, which is the Alpaca.
We have to give away an Alcapa.
Alcapa. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close off all the entries for that one right now. We're gonna go ahead and pick our winner, Adrian. I need the drum roll again. I need you to do the drum roll once again.
Are you sure?
I'm. You know what? Even with what you did last time, still I want it. Whoa. That was a good one. Diamond Roberts, congratulations.
Oh, of course, Diamond. He's going to give it to
Diamond.
Kenneth. Kenneth wins again.
Kenneth can't take this because I think he already has one, so he can't have this one.
Oh,
Maybe
perfect,
he doesn't.
yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
if he does, then you can't let him use it. You have to use it all by yourself, Diamond, every single time. So congratulations, Diamond. Go ahead and say something in the chat if you could very quickly. Let us know that you are, in fact, listening to us live. I believe you're probably here. You show up all the time. We appreciate that as always. And once we get your winnings given to you, we'll get that information and I'll pass that on to Omar. He did mention something already, so we're going to go ahead and move on. And we're going to go ahead and start the entry point for the 45 like goal giveaway, which is the stuffed alpaca fur alpaca. So go ahead and type in !win for your opportunity to get entered into that raffle, and we'll put 15 minutes on the clock.
And while y'all are doing that, I've got more questions
Please,
for Omar.
Please.
One of them, Matt has typed up in the queue here. I'm very interested in. Your company has the name Alpaca Bowl, and that's fascinating. Where did that come from?
So I think I brought this up with Matt on the last interview, and it kind of wowed a lot of people. Alpaca Bowls is like alpaca bowl. Alpaca bowl, so you got that pun there, but a lot of people didn't get that, and so that's most of the reason. And then Alcapa is like all kappa alpaca, all kappa bowl, the cap of a bowl. So like I like to include a lot of different innuendos, if you will, in my naming.
I really liked. There was a point where you guys were naming the what is now known as the Surrey Bowl. And I submitted I'll smack a bowl because at the time you guys were doing that, you guys had the Predator Bowl, which is a lot like the Surrey sans the bridge. And all I watched on Facebook was videos of Arby just smacking Tangiers into bowls. So I was like, market that, dude. But yeah, I like innuendos too.
That's a good name. You got to put that in your back pocket. I'll smack a bowl. I like that. I think that's great.
Maybe we'll make a separate bowl with a hand logo on it for the El Smacka Bowl.
Ooh, I like that. All right, so we have a question actually coming in through our chat at the moment from Mai, and I'm going to start this by talking about a really cool product that you brought out over at the expo in Vegas. It was these really cool clay handles. I was lucky enough to get one of these clay handles. This is really cool. Sadly, this is going to be a sad story. First, I want to show this off. It has the really cool stamp on it, obviously, and you might notice a little bit of a glare on my handle, and the reason why is because I just should not be trusted with nice things, because I dropped this and I broke it. I know, Adrian, I know. Before you say anything, I already know, okay? I feel horrible.
Your relics ring.
I know.
Your alpaca clay screen, your Alcapa, your handle. Matthew, go back to smoking Mia's.
So this is a really cool product, though. Obviously there was only 5 made, and I was lucky enough to get one. I did tape it up so that it could be a complete piece. When I dropped it, it hit and it smacked in 3 places, and I taped it up, and I'm never going to use it again. I'm only going to ever leave it up. I'm never even going to look at it again after today because I don't want to accidentally break it. But just look at this. The glaze on it is so beautiful. The stamp looks really nice on it. Just everything about this is fantastic. But the reason why I bring that product up is because Alpaca does these really cool products. They're not necessarily one-offs, but they're just really interesting different showpieces, like the vase that obviously you have going on as well, the handle, the Alcapa and stuff like that. But Mai in the chat actually asked, he says, Omar, what are your thoughts about making a clay-made wind cover? What are your thoughts about something like that?
I not a bad idea. Maybe we'll look into it after we get off the show. We can talk about maybe some ideas on why that would be beneficial, but I do see it being a little heavy as
Yeah.
a piece, so it would have to be made for a specific hookah, or we could make it very thin, but then you have breaking come into it. So
Mhm.
If it's
make
thin,
it
I can't touch it. I can't use it at all if
Yeah.
it's too thin. I definitely
We've
won't.
seen like the stone ovens.
Mhm.
That's the closest iteration I've seen to that. But for
Yeah.
like a full wind cover, those guys are those are big pieces, and even
Yeah.
when they're made out of metal, they can be a little bit heavy.
Especially with the
Percent.
size of bowls that we have on top of hookahs and stuff like that. Like they extend so much further than they used to. You know, back in the day, you used to have these like kind of smaller wind covers that you'd put on top of your hookah and stuff like that, and they had to make the extra
Yeah.
large ones because they were just getting too tall. And even now, I mean, this bowl that I have set up on my Like Smoke it's pretty tall. It would need to be a pretty big device to be able to fit over the top of it with everything included, which would be kind of crazy looking.
For sure. We could create one. I think it would be a fun project. I think we'd have to talk with Brandon and see how his heavy aspect, if that created an issue for him. And then maybe if he's already done it, maybe him and I will collab on a wind cover or something.
That'd be really cool. That's some cool stuff coming out of this interview at the moment. We have another question coming in from the chat. Hookah Parties, Dave, good friend of the show. He says, Omar, what is your favorite Alpaca bowl? He also wants to know what your favorite brand of tobacco is, but I think we can assume that's probably Tangiers. So what is your favorite Alpaca bowl that you have?
So actually, every tobacco brand's got a niche to it. I say Tangiers is my favorite tobacco brand to smoke, just because some of their flavor profiles really match with what I look for. But when it comes to companies in general, some of them are doing such amazing things for the industry, even on the back end, really pushing for testing and quality control for this industry. And those companies like Fumari and local companies, Trifecta, these new cool people that have stepped in who are doing really good things for the industry. Those companies are also great tobacco companies. So I don't want to sound like I don't appreciate every tobacco company and what they're doing. All of them, I can't even name all of them, but every one of you out there knows that they're killing it, and everyone does something different for this industry.
Yeah, that's something that I really like to preach a lot. Is I think it's important to try different flavors from different brands, because it's good to find the flavor that you like from a brand so you can support that flavor, especially if it's something different than what anybody else is producing. Like I don't think it goes to the extreme of like trying to compare like who has the best peach or who has the best this or who has the best that. It's more about finding what is this brand doing differently and enjoying what that one is bringing to the market. That's, you know,
like Secrets of Babylon. I don't know if you know that flavor by Zoma.
Zomo.
That was a that was a really wowing flavor to the industry. It was a flavor that most people haven't really tried before. So every company, I think, has that product that they release that really makes everybody appreciate that, hey, these guys put in a lot of time into making this flavor. And even though we might not smoke it every day or love it, it's still good to test these new products and see what do these companies do, good or bad, so we know who to support at the end of the day.
I feel like
Right.
we're also noticing a trend with more brands coming out with different flavors than what you're normally used to seeing when it comes to those traditional flavors, right? Like when a brand is ready to bring out something to the market, they're bringing out something that's not there. They're trying to find a spot in the market to try and cater to a little bit. If you look at what Trifecta recently brought out, for instance, you look at their Concord Grape and you look at their Cherry Plum, those are two flavors that really weren't being represented in the market. So instead of bringing out just like a really good cherry or a really good grape flavor, they did something on their own spin with it so they could bring it out and let us enjoy a different take on it, which I think is a really good idea.
Totally. Yeah.
All right. So we got another question from the chat, actually. This is coming from our friend Travis Green. He says, where's Alpaca Bowls actually located? Where are you located, Omar?
So we have a few different locations, if you will. Majority of our production is in Long Beach, Los Alamitos, Seal Beach area. And then most of our packaging and shipping is done also in Orange County. Stanton, that warehouse that I was at that had terrible service, is where a lot of our storage is. And then I've pretty much solidified everything to those three locations. A lot of the product photos and stuff like that might actually be out of my house or at the beach somewhere that I thought was cool on the way back from my artist studio. And most of our bowls are made in a studio. It's a very small, custom built art studio that we build either connected to or under one of our artists' homes so that they can pretty much wake up and make their products right away. So it's very convenient for them to use their artistic aspects into our products, and they're not spending their time driving to and from work.
Oh, that's good. That's a fantastic idea. Let the art come where the art is actually going to happen. Don't try to force it somewhere else. Wake up, you have an idea, start working on something like that. I think that's a really cool way to approach it, actually.
Well, you can't do production with a handmade product like Alpaca. People have tried to mass produce these products, and the quality will always it won't be there. It's so I figured if we don't treat the artists like they want to be treated like artists and respect what they're doing, and me give them what they want, I'm not the one making it. I'm the one coming up with the ideas and forecasting the future of this industry and what they want. But when it comes to the actual art itself, these are amazing ceramicists who have put their whole life into this industry, and I want to respect that part of it. And if you look at Stone or Mason or any of those other great handmade products, Hookah John, they're all the same style of work. It's a very, very handmade, it's an immersive experience when it comes to how we make these products.
How long has Alpaca Bowls been a business? How long have you been making bowls for sale?
It's been 5.5, 6 years now.
Huh.
Maybe a little over 6 years.
It's crazy because it's one of those products, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Adrian, but I feel like it's one of those products that's been around for such a long time that it almost feels like there wasn't a time without it, right? Like
for me there wasn't.
Yeah.
Like the second I was ready to move on from Egyptian clay bowls, Alpaca was, it was just there. So I think my very first bowl order was a Hookah John Alien Bowl and an Alpaca Goodfella V3.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. Some of the older smokers grew up without these kind of really nice bowls that a lot of people are really used to enjoying nowadays, and it's something that
it's the standard, right?
Exactly.
Like you don't even think about it anymore. It's just what you buy. There's a handful of companies, and they're all at a certain level of quality, and it's just what we expect now. So we're kind of spoiled if you think about it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because there was a point. Luckily, that point outlived me. I came after that point. There's a point where this wasn't available, and that sounds awful.
Well, that's a good point. Actually, I want to touch on is I've been actually getting a lot of attention for Alpaca bowls outside of the country, and I would like to see. And I've seen a lot of U.S. smokers smoking bowls from outside of this country. So it's interesting. I would like the American consumers to also see and talk to us and appreciate how much time and work us American producers put into these products. And it should start with us here. And we are the hookah trends normally start here in America. I mean, we are the hookah hub. So I'd like to see people experimenting more with different packing methods, different mixing methods, mixing different tobaccos with each other, and posting those results so the community can get excited and understand what hookah really is, because it's complex and it's simple at the same time. And it started, as we said, as a conversation piece, and we should keep it that way.
Keep that conversation always moving forward. I think that's absolutely wonderful. Now, you've actually had the opportunity to travel to different countries and be a part of these different. Do you go for like the expos and for the different like hookah shows and stuff like that, or because I've seen you travel across the way and stuff like that? What's it like to introduce your product to a completely different market where they smoke completely differently in some cases to the U.S.?
Yeah. So. There's multiple reasons why I travel to those countries. One, you'll find a lot of knockoffs of our products all around, from my products and my friends' products that I distribute alongside of Alpaca Bowls and tobacco companies. So it's not just my products that I'm going to do market research for. It's really the whole industry, and that allows me to better my personal product if I have an idea of what the heck's going on out there. The reason Alpaca is doing good for the consumers right now is because dark leaf tobacco is very, very prevalent. And
You're cutting in and out a little bit at the moment.
Always going to be around.
Hold on just a second. You seem to be cutting in and out a little bit. We were doing so good for such a long time. I'm not sure quite what happened. When you go to these different markets and see what they're smoking in these different countries and stuff, how different is it in comparison to the US market?
So we've created a bowl with a certain clay that works perfectly for both of those. When, like you said, Adrian, those clay bowls, if you try to pack, you're cutting in and out,
and it's getting bad right now. Go ahead and drop the room and get back into it, I guess. We'll try that. And we'll wait for him to come back. Sorry about this, guys. Really do apologize for all this technical difficulties happening. The last thing that we wanted on a show like this is for something like this to happen. That's the last thing that we would want to have happen today. But just so you guys are aware, we're about 20 likes away from the 75 like goal raffle. So make sure you're sharing the podcast with people. Let them come in, drop a like if they want to. If we can get to that 75, we're going to be giving away that beautiful clay vase today. We're at 53 right now, so we just need about 20 more. So drop those shares off to other people and let them see about it. We are done with our 45 like goal at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and close off the entries for that. And we're going to go ahead and pick the winner for that wonderful stuffed alpaca fur stuffed animal. So let's go ahead and get the winner from that real quick, and then we'll move forward after that and see if we can't get that 75 likes. Drop the video. Let people come in. Tell them just come in and drop a like. Let's get to this 75. I really think that we can do it. I believe in you guys. I believe in us. Adrian, could I please get another drum roll, please?
Chink.
That was better than the first one. Diamond Roberts, you already won today. So we're going to have to pick another winner. Diamond Roberts is already a winner. The next winner is the Hookahologist. Congratulations, Tommy, the Hookahologist. Please drop a message in the chat and let us know that you're watching us live at the moment, and you are the winner of that alpaca, that stuffed alpaca fur, alpaca animal. All you got to do is let us know that you're in the chat right now, and we will go ahead and make sure that you get that for you. Let's go ahead and see. Is he in the chat, Bracken? Have you seen him post anything yet? I know that he's been in the chat for the most part, so I'm sure he's probably here at the moment. He is here. Congratulations, Hookahologists. You won that stuffed alpaca. That is very cool. I think it's a very cool collector's item. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that quite a lot. Let's see if we can get to 75 likes, guys. That's the only thing that we're waiting for now, is to get to 75 likes. Let's go ahead and get back into our interview with Omar and keep talking to him about some fun stuff. How was your HEW? Let's go ahead and talk about Vegas a little bit. We're talking about all the other markets and the different shows that they do around the world and stuff. How about HEW? How was Vegas for you?
Vegas was great. Did we get your answer on how the difference of international markets are for the smoking community?
You know what? I think we can touch back on that. We didn't quite get a lot of information about that. So what is the biggest difference between the U.S. market compared to other markets around the world?
I would say the U.S. market. You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. The U.S. market is definitely the hub of smoking. I would say internationally, there's a lot of cool products that are coming out, but really here we have a lot to work with. We are seeing a lot of the future here from the U.S., so we're not missing out. Even though I'm going all the way out there, we're not missing too much here. You guys are seeing most of it pop up pretty quickly.
Interesting. Are you noticing a lot of innovation in other markets, though? Like, are you noticing them trying to bring on other things to the U.S., or does it seem like they're really trying to just focus on their own market in particular?
I would say you see, I don't know if you want to call it innovation. There's a lot of copying of products.
That's
more
too bad.
International than in the U.S. In the U.S., we do have more of an integrity on the companies that are existing, which I love. I don't want to say everywhere internationally. You have some countries that function just as good, maybe in some aspects better than us here in the U.S. But when it comes to just overall speaking, you see a lot more knockoffs in different countries. And it may look like innovation from here. It may look like a bunch of new products, but if you really study that market and see where those products originated, you'd be surprised at some of the stuff we think is popular and great that's actually just a knockoff of something that was popular and great in that country.
Interesting. Is there any particular market that is interesting you, or you have interest in, or you want to see more stuff come from it all? Is there anything that has you interested?
I like American-made products. So I think we have some of the best quality control internationally. I haven't seen. I would say some of the more refined European countries have some really cool products coming out from them. But if the country has a good quality control, then I'd love to see products come out of that country. If it's innovative and it helps the industry, I'd love to see it. But if it's just cutting corners and rebranding a cheap import product, or bringing stuff from China and then saying that it's made in another country, which some places are doing, I'm not about that. It should be an authentic, and it's up to us as the consumers. I'm a producer and a consumer, to really look into what we're buying, into the history of that company and what they're doing.
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird because it seems so obvious sitting here in a room with like me, Matt, you, Bracken, because I feel like most of us are, before we buy a product, we're really well read on it. But something that you don't see a lot when you're like really into it, an enthusiast, is most of the money that's being made, especially by these companies that are ripping other companies off, for instance, are from people who are just not informed. They hop on the internet, buy whatever's cheapest, and that's how it happens. It's just people not being informed, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, there's definitely a place for us to inform consumers and let them know and give them at least the best amount of information they can have for this sort of stuff to help with those sorts of things, I feel. So I think it's definitely something that we can help with in a lot of ways.
You're right. You're doing a big job on helping that, because people might not, even if they don't want to put in the time, you're kind of bridging that gap between us producers and manufacturers and people who are traveling to different markets and the people here in the States. So you're right. If you don't want to do your research, just go on AM Podcast and you'll get the education given to you much easier.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of the big reasons why we love doing this show. It gives us the opportunity to be able to connect and talk and let out that information. Being able to get someone like you, Omar, onto the show and actually be able to talk about products like this is just absolutely fantastic. And I know the audience really appreciates it as well. And we appreciate the fact that our audience appreciates it, because as many of us enthusiasts that there are out there, I know Adrian would agree with me, there's a lot of people out there that don't care, and it's not that that's a negative necessarily.
But no, it's mass market.
Yes.
Not everyone who consumes a product can be at like the peak of the knowledge of said product. I got my buddy who just got really into hookah. His name's Nate. The dude just straight up ordered 2 kilos of Eternal Smoke after ordering his Alpha. He also ordered the Bloody Waterfall color of your Mini Rook, which he loves, by the way, and I might be stealing from him in the near future because it's like perfect. But he basically just buys what I tell him to. He has no clue what he's getting, and I think everyone who doesn't know what they're doing needs. I think each of us hookah enthusiasts needs to like captain 10 non-hookah enthusiasts, and we'll be okay.
I like it. We all need to be ambassadors. We all need to be ambassadors for this
we'll
hobby.
Be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys have a question in the chat, make sure you drop those with a question mark in front of it so Bracken is able to easily see it, and then bring those over to us so we can ask Omar your guys' questions. Once again, very simple. Just drop a question mark in front of it so we can easily pick it out. We can grab it, and then we'll be able to ask Omar those things. So let's go back to talking about shows a little bit. Let's talk about Vegas a little bit. How was HEW for you? Obviously, we're about a month, 2 months removed from the show. It was a really fun time. I enjoyed it a lot. I was able to talk to you for a little while, which was fantastic as always. But how was HEW for you, Omar?
It was great. Honestly, it was really refreshing. The hookah industry has been a little bit shaky, if you will, in the past 3 to 4 years here. It just hasn't been a community as tight as I'd like to see it. and really this last year was a really good refresher that everybody is still here and really involved. And I saw a lot of new faces and old faces, which is great to see. It's not just one or the other, which means that the entire industry is coming back with its energy that it deserves. So it was really refreshing overall. John and Jake killed it with that Hookah Expo, and they really put it together perfectly. There was little flaws throughout the whole show. I thought it was a great event. What about you guys? Did you enjoy it?
I loved the Hookah Expo. I thought it was a fantastic time being able to actually like sit and talk with people that you've been talking to for so long on the internet and stuff like that. Seeing the new products that came out, seeing everybody's booth and stuff like that. Like, it really is just a really fun time. If you have the opportunity to go to Vegas and enjoy it, like, it really is a fun time. It is, you know, we don't have these gigantic expos that they have like in Russia and in St. Peter's and all that kind of stuff. But like, Expo is getting bigger, and I would love to hear your thoughts because you've been to. Were you at the very first one as well, Omar?
Yes, I've been doing Hookah Expo since it started.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear, what are your thoughts about the growth year on year on year? I went to Expo 2 and I went to Expo 3, and I got to say the growth from 2 to 3, I thought was very good. I thought it got bigger, there was more people, the booths were bigger, like everything about it just felt a lot nicer in the most positive of ways. What was your thoughts about the growth, not only from 2 to 3, but
Totally
1 to 2 to 2 to 3?
I would say 1 to 2 it was but 2 to 3 was like the real. They figured it out. I think the first, and also it's not just Jake and John figuring it out. It's really the industry as a whole. I truly believe in and energy creating good energy creating positive results. And I really think the entire industry, from consumers to reviewers to manufacturers, we're all putting so much energy out in the past year that it was being recognized by the entire market from top to bottom. And that's why I think you saw a good result this year. It's not just the manufacturers, it's not just the consumers, it's everybody as a whole coming together is what makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We're just about to hit 60 likes, guys. We're just about to hit 60 likes. We have 59 likes right now. Make sure, if you can, drop the share all around. Let people know about this.
Get your fake accounts out, kids.
Get your fake accounts.
Come on, hit that like button. Omar won't know if you cheat. You won't tell him.
Omar wants to give this vase away. This was his idea. He wanted to do this. So let's applaud his efforts and get this thing given away for him, because I think that'd be really cool. We never got to answer the question that David originally asked about your favorite bowl. What is Omar's favorite bowl that you use?
I would say but I would say the Mini Rook and the Predator are my two go-to, or regular Apache. And then the Surrey I've been recently getting a little bit more into. But I would say over time the Predator and the Mini Rook are my two go-tos.
Awesome. Those are fantastic bowls. How much R&D goes into developing a bowl before you actually are ready to either show it off or start to sell it? How much R&D goes into it?
I don't know. That's a hard question to calculate. I've been alive for 28 years, and I think all of those years, including the time that my artists have been alive, has to be accumulated into where these ideas come from, because some of them are nostalgic ideas, if you will, that are combining something from the past with the present. So I don't know how to calculate how many hours. I would say in actual design and making it, maybe 40 to 300 hours, depending on the product, will go into the R&D stage. But I would say the idea itself was created over years of thought.
Okay. Very cool. So you've done some cool partnerships with different vendors and stuff like that to create bowls. Obviously, if people are interested in the Goodfellow Bowl, if they're interested in the Bambino Bowl, they're able to go over to 5-Star Hookah.
Get a Bambino Bowl, right? Because
get a Bambino.
I've got a Gen 1 Bambino Bowl, and they're great. but they're like monotone glazes, and I'm into that. But the glazes on the new Bambino bowls are ridiculous.
Yes.
Are there any still left available?
I don't, keep talking.
He's gonna go look right now. He's gonna go buy up anything that's left right now. But
I'm just interested because it really was a beautiful collab on that bowl, and I don't know if there would be any left for sale. That would be surprising.
yeah, those Bambino version 2s are very, very cool. I did not get one yet. If there is one left, Adrian, you let us know because I definitely need to pick one up as well. I've been meaning to for a long time. Just always, it's one of those things where like I sit down, I'm like, I'm gonna go buy a Bambino, and then something happens and I forget to, and now I need to really make sure that I do it in case there's none left. That would not be a good thing. I need to get myself one of these Bambinos. My question to you though is, what's it like to do those kind of partnerships with different vendors and try to get hooked up with those different people to do these kind of signature things for other companies?
So it's really cool. I mean, growing up, I've always loved collaborations between other companies and clothing and art and whatnot. So when I get to collaborate with somebody in the hookah industry, it's really fun. That Bambino was a great project. We recently worked with Zomo on some bowls. That was a great project. Fumari, we're always working side by side with them and their new tobaccos they're releasing to create bowls. It's one of my favorite things to do. I think it's good for us as producers to come together, and it also allows the consumer to get a product that was catered to that specific tobacco with the producer of the bowl. So if we're making a Fumari collab or a Zomo or any collab that we've done out there, we've done so many. That collab is usually catered towards the tobacco and making sure that it performs well with what you're buying.
Awesome.
So they have Bambino bowls in stock.
Regular Bambino?
No, V2s.
Okay.
Looks like we've got a handful of the glazes left. So I think I'm gonna buy 20 bloody waterfalls right now.
That is such a. How do you come up with these names for your glazes? How do you come up with these awesome names?
That's actually Are you on 5starhookah.com?
Are you on 5-star?
5-star?
Yeah, 5-star hookah. Yep.
5-star. Okay, that.
Yep.
They come up with those names, so that's actually. I don't know who there came up with that, but you could. I don't know. Is Alex in the comment chain here?
Typically, no. I don't think Alex is a regular watcher, but he's busy as shit.
Well,
but we got Volcano, Bloody Waterfall, Earth Scale, and Periwinkle as the available glazes, which is outstanding.
Love it. So those are actually credit to 5-star. They named those. And if you go to like Hookah Shisha's website, they named all their flavors as well.
Oh, okay.
So their glazes. So I kind of give the ability. We usually make batches for our clients and wholesalers and retailers who carry Alpaca bowls. So we give them the ability to name their own because sometimes they'll have a color nobody else has.
We just had somebody subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate for the subscription that you just dropped. We appreciate that a ton. We're at 69 likes right now, and I have to say 69 to say 69, obviously. So we are 6
was that
away.
An innuendo?
we are 6
or was that
away.
an innuendo?
we are 6 likes away. Get this out to other people. Let them see it. We are within about 20 minutes of the rest of the show. So you have a little bit of time.
What's the likes we've got so far on the podcast?
What's the like goal right? Or the likes that we have right now on the podcast is 69 likes right now.
69. Okay.
So we're almost there. We're so close. Get those likes dropped. Just tell your mom who has a YouTube account that she doesn't use come over to the podcast and drop a like right now. We're almost there. We're so very close. We got another subscription. Appreciate the subscription. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Don't just subscribe. Also like the video. We appreciate that. As always, do you guys have a question that you'd like to ask Omar? Right now is your chance. Drop a question mark in front of it. Put it in the chat right now, and we'll ask that question to Omar right now. Let us know if you guys got a question that you'd like us to ask Omar. Until then, I have a question for you that I would like to ask, obviously. Or actually, we got a question from XSX right now. He says, will Alpaca be realizing any new artistic bowls? And that was actually, that was a question I wanted to hear as well. Are you going to be releasing any more artistic bowls? Right now, you have the collaboration with, I don't know the name, so I'm not going to butcher it, obviously. But it has that cool bumpy texture to it that I know a lot of people like. I'm not a big fan of it because it makes my skin crawl a little bit. But I know people love that stuff. I get it. I understand it. Yes. Are you going to be doing any other artisan bowls or artistic bowls like that?
Especially with the new handles and vases, we're trying to pair those with some artist bowls. So yeah, we definitely will have different versions coming out for everybody to see.
Very cool. So is the handle, are these handles something that you're wanting to put in production? Or is this something that we might see from Alpaca in the future?
Yeah, you're going to see them, but they're not going to be made. They're not easy to make, one, nor are we going to, nothing is really possible for us to overproduce since we're a handmade product. So we'll release as many as our show. Hopefully we'll do like a 20 or 30 batch release, and then we're going to try to stock some up and then get it into the hands of some of the really good retailers around here and around the world, because they can ship and take care of everybody much better than I can. So I'd like to get it into their hands, and then that way everybody can get it very easily or semi-easily while they're available.
Fantastic. Paul has a question from the chat. He just said, can you tell us your favorite alpaca pun? What is your favorite alpaca pun that you have?
I like the alpaca, like just in general?
In general, yeah.
I would say the name, honestly, Alpaca Bowl, Alcapa Bowl, I think is the best alpaca pun out there.
Those are pretty good. Come smoke with me. You know, I wished I would have came better prepared and got like a dad joke or something like that, so I could be like, dad
joke.
Let me think. Okay, how about this one? What about if you smoke-a, then I smoke-a, alpaca smoke-a.
If you ever say that again, I'll pack a suitcase and leave this fucking
podcast. That was good. That was much. See?
Yeah, that's how you do that.
We needed this back and forth to create that moment. That was fantastic. Hookah Party says another question. He says, are you working on any new bowls or shapes?
Shapes, we recently released the Illuminati and the square. Bowls in general, we recently released two models that was a collab with Zomo called the Huyakaya and the Saruk, and the Saruk is a mix. It's like a hybrid of the Symphony and the Rook, mini Rook, and then the Huyakaya is like a Rook with no cuts in it. So that was a new release. And then the Akoa, we're doing about 10 to 15 bowls a month, and they're different colors with the Akoa collaboration. And
you can get those at 5-star, correct?
Sorry?
You can get those at 5-star, correct?
5-star, hookahshisha.com. Okay. Any major vendor in the U.S. should have them. If they don't, then they're missing out.
I agree. Yes, exactly. Sales pitch right there. I like that. We're at 72 likes, by the way, guys. 3 more likes is all that we're looking for. We have another question from Rose F. Death right now. He says, is there anything different in the production of the caps from the prototype to now? Have you started fine-tuning the alcapas and making them more into okay, and what are the differences that you're working on?
We've actually mixed a few different clay bodies with our clay. that are a higher fire. They're a higher temperature. They can retain and take a higher temperature, which is what the two issues we were having with it is heat retention and heat shock. So we have gotten pretty close to solving it. It works right now. It's something that we're probably going, once we get it into production, it'll be included with the purchase of a lipped bowl. And that way, if something happens to it, it's not something you had to pay anything much extra than the shipping for it for. And that way, in that meantime period, we can perfect the product. And once we perfect it, then we'll sell it. But at this point, it'll be something we might just start including to our vendors. When they order lipped bowls from us, we'll include that so they can include it for the customers when they order.
Okay, fantastic. So I got some really cool news that I get to share right now. Or Adrian, do you want to share the awesome news that we just got?
Is it the news that it just rolled over to 75?
It just rolled over to 75. We just hit the light goal. Thank you guys so much for that. That's absolutely fantastic. It hasn't updated on the screen, but I'm being told right now that we have hit our like goal. So we're going to go ahead and kick off the 75 like Alpaca clay vase right now. All you got to do to enter into this is type in !win and you'll be entered into the drawing. Omar, I can't tell you thank you enough for wanting to do this giveaway with us. We really do appreciate it a lot. I know the people that are watching right now also really appreciate it as well. So thank you so much for allowing us to do this. If you guys want to be entered into it, all you got to do is type in !win and you'll be entered into win. We'll give it a little while, probably 15 minutes or something. Bracken, if you can set a timer for us
Roast
real quick.
them. Give them 10.
Give them 10 minutes.
This podcast ends in 14.
Very true. So go ahead and just give 10 minutes. We'll do that, and then we'll be able to end it, obviously. Until then, we got a fun question from Diamond Roberts. Diamond says, how does it make you feel, Omar, knowing that Alpaca bowls are cherry poppers for many of the first-time hookah enthusiasts? How does that make you feel?
I guess I can. The Alpaca packs a punch for sure, I guess. But it's definitely great to hear that. I think we put so much work into perfecting the product that you don't have to go buy 50 different bowls to get your tobacco to smoke right.
You're gonna anyway, but yeah.
Sorry?
You're going to anyway. I collect Alpaca bowls, so I have like 50.
Once you're an enthusiast, then you should start collecting. But in the beginning, just figure out what you like. And then once you find what you like, then buy the heck out of it. But first figure out which one really works.
You know what I've recently become a fan of? Owning multiple of the same bowl.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going on my 4th mini rook. And I'm just like, this is a really good bowl, and I don't like doing dishes. Therefore, I don't like cleaning bowls.
Yes.
And if I can get through a whole 2 weeks without ever cleaning a bowl, I'm in a good spot.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that, 100%. I definitely am somebody that I've gotten used to, like, I smoke out of my bowls, and I'm like, man, I really want to use that bowl again, but it's dirty. I don't necessarily want to go clean it, so now I'm going to go use this one instead. So it's nice to have multiples of the same bowl, because it is nice to know how to pack the bowl that you're used to packing, I think. And I think that comes a long way with a lot of things, honestly. All right, so, yeah.
Sorry to touch in on that. That's why consistency makes such a difference with bowls in general too. Is if you're buying 4 different mini rooks or 4 different rooks or 4 different symphonies, you get used to that packing method. You don't have to change it every time you're packing a different symphony. They're all going to be pretty much. They're a little different because of the handmade nature, but they're all going to be relatively the same.
XSX just asked another question. It says, can we get more of the neon lime color green, or green color, please? Any more of the neon lime green color?
You'll have to send Matt a picture, and then he can share it with me, and I can see how we can get that color back out for you. And if you can put a model that you're interested in, we can try to get that color released on that model, and then AM Podcast can let the people know when that item is out and who has it.
Awesome. Yeah, we'd love to be able to do that. Yeah, send me a picture, XSX, and I will share that with Omar, and we'll see if we can't get that color figured out again. That'd be fantastic. So as we're waiting for so Bridget just asked a question. Omar, do you do custom glaze colors? Do you do any custom glaze colors?
Yeah, we've done, I mean, most of our collaborations are usually custom made for the client.
Do you do it
We've
through
also done
customers, like individual bowls and stuff like that?
it's really I couldn't get it to a price that I really felt good about yet. It was costing us so much to create a custom color that it wasn't, I didn't feel comfortable charging somebody that much money. So
Right.
I'd like to get
Because you
it.
lose the ability to do them in
I'd
batch.
like to get it, yeah, either batch, or if I can come up with a method to give it to somebody under, $100, $80 to $100, then I'd love to come out with that product. I think when you get into custom colors, just the conversation alone to perfect the to perfect. Sorry, I was getting distracted a little. Just the conversation to perfect what the customer wants and their vision is a lot. And if we do something, we want to do it right. We don't want to waste our time or your time in creating something that doesn't make you happy. So if anybody has specific requests or custom ideas, please reach out and send them over. And we would love to at least accept the opportunity to see if we can make it work in the future, and at least come up with a price point that people feel comfortable with and we feel comfortable with, and we'll make it happen.
Okay, fantastic. Brandon Opperman just says, what happened to the Triangle Bowl? Did it ever release?
Yeah, it's called the Illuminati Bowl, and it did release. We only released 75 pieces, so they disappeared pretty quickly.
I remember the post to get that the naming convention down for it, and then I was wondering about it too, but they disappeared almost as quickly as the Illuminati. I almost feel like there's a conspiracy somewhere in there. I feel like there might be all-seeing eye hanging out.
We're gonna have to ask you to stop that.
Omar, can we touch beards next time at the expo? Is what Jeremy Bird just said. Jeremy Bird wants to touch your beard, and he wants you to touch his beard. A little beard on beard action. Would that be possible?
Jeremy always tries to get a little too touchy and close, but I do love Jeremy, so maybe.
A maybe. A strong maybe is what we're getting, Jeremy. A strong maybe.
I don't know. Jeremy's a great guy, so I can't say no.
All right. I think we've done as much as we can for our entry point for the 75 like the Alpaca clay vase. So we're going to go ahead and get that closed down here in just a minute. Drop exclamation win for your opportunity to win it. You got to be entered into the giveaway. You got to be in the U.S. We got like a minute left, it looks like. You got to be in the U.S., obviously. If you've already won today, then I apologize. You got some awesome gifts, but we're going to make sure that we can pass this stuff out to as many people as possible. Drop in exclamation win for those chances to win. What's up?
Do you think that there's any of our viewers out there, you guys watching us through screens, that like didn't enter into the first few giveaways to hedge their chances on getting this one? I wonder if there's a guy that's like, I'm not going to enter the other ones because I don't want to win that on accident. Put all my eggs into the face basket.
I would have
That's
never.
That's a tough play right there.
I would have never thought of that. Like I would have just been so excited to win something that I would have just been like exclamation win, exclamation win. I want to win. I would have never have thought that way all the way through. I would have never thought of that. So I do got a question about these clay vases, even though we're going to be giving away one to a very, very lucky viewer right now. When can we expect those to go into production so people can actually pick them up and buy them? Oh, we just got another subscriber. Thank you so much, Kevin. We appreciate it. We just lost audio at this exact moment. We're not getting audio coming through at the moment at all. Nothing came through. Yeah, you're completely muted.
What? Sorry, Matt?
This has been a delay.
No, he's leaving and coming back, I think is what's happening. We're almost done. We're almost through with all this, I promise you. We'll see what happens. We'll wait for our good friend Omar to come back. We are all done with the giveaway, so as soon as Omar comes back, if he does within the next 20 seconds, we'll go ahead and give the clay vase. He's back right now. Okay, Omar.
How's that?
You're back.
Yep.
You're back at least for now. So we just hit the end of the entries. So we're going to close off all the entries right now. Everybody who wants to win it is entered into it, and we're going to go ahead and give that away. While we do this giveaway right now, when can people expect to be able to buy these clay vases, and where can they maybe go to buy these clay vases?
Most of the online retailers here in the States will have them first, and they should be out in the next month or so.
Awesome.
We'll have some available. They are going to be a very limited production item. It's not something that we're going to mass produce at all. So you might see releases of like 5 to 10 pieces on a website, but it's not something that, because you can't see your water level, it's not like an everyday use product, and it doesn't make it the easiest to fill up. So I see it more used as like an occasional piece. So I don't, and they're really hard to make because of how big they are. They do take a lot of space in our ovens, and we just can't produce as many. So you won't see too many out there, but they'll be out in the next month or so.
Well, I'll be excited to pair one up with my work bun hookah or my like smoke hookah, so I'll definitely have my eyes out for it. But let's go ahead and give this final awesome thank you, Omar, for the ability to do this. Really do appreciate it a lot. Let's go ahead and get that drum roll, Adrian. And the winner is Nova Fishing. Congratulations.
Paul.
No, Eddie, not Paul.
Paul.
Eddie is...
Paul.
Congratulations, Nova Fishing. Nova Fishing, you are the winner of the clay vase from Alpaca. We really appreciate you watching the show, being a supporter of the show for as long as you have. Thank you, Omar, for being on the show. We're going to go ahead and start to end it right now. Where can people find you, Omar, on the internet?
On Facebook, Instagram, those are the best two ways to find me, I would say, on the internet, Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome. Adrian, where can people find you on the internet?
Sorry.
You like hookah unboxings, product reviews, tutorials, blah, 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 blah. You like to watch that type of stuff, go find me on Pipe Dream Hookah on YouTube. If you want to find me on less relevant accounts like Instagram and Twitter, go to _Pipe Dream. If you want to find me on Facebook and you don't know how to match a face to a name, my name's Adrian Hunter. My face looks like this. Figure it out. Matt.
You can find me all over the internet as well. You can find me right here on the AM Hookah Podcast channel, youtube.com/AM Hookah, where I do some videos every once in a while. Expect a new video to come out on Wednesday and on Friday as well. Also, you can find me over on Twitter, AM_Hookah. You can also find me on Instagram at AM Hookah Podcast. You can find me over on the Facebook groups and on our page, AM Hookah Podcast. Join the group, be a part of the conversation, follow the page, and keep up to date with all the interesting things happening from day to day times. We appreciate you guys watching so very much and coming through with us through all the technical difficulties that we had. Obviously, not what we'd love to have happen here on the AM Hookah Podcast, but it happens because it's the AM Hookah Podcast. Omar, thank you so much for coming on the show and being a part of the AM Hookah Podcast. We appreciate it so very much. We've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I'm glad we were finally able to make it happen. And then to end it, we got just a little bit more of technical difficulties. But you know what? That's what we do here on AM Hookah Podcast. Let's all
You guys are amazing. Keep it up.
Let's all sign off and say goodbye. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye.
Thank you.